Today we're looking at fractional exponents. Fractional exponents can be written as radicals where the numerator becomes the exponent and the denominator becomes the index. Let's take a look at this. X raised to the a over n. The a becomes my exponent. The n becomes the actual index. Like, what root am I taking? If n was 2, it would be square root. If n was 3, it would be the cube root. But you have to know the form. The form is very, very important. You have to memorize this. When using the calculator, put parentheses around the fraction. Okay, keep that in mind. They want us to write each of these numbers 1, 2, and 3 in radical form. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Remember, the numerator is the exponent, the denominator is the actual root. So for number 1, it would be the 5th root of x to the first, or really the 5th root of just plain old x, because x to the first is plain old x. Let's take a look at number 2. This would be the 6th root of a to the first, or just the 6th root of a. Now, please remember to make sure that number for the root is a small number, because it's the root. It's not actually 6 times the square root of. It's the 6th root of a. Let's take a look at number 3. This one's going to be the 4th root of d to the 7th power. Okay, not bad. Let's take a look at the rest of these. It says rewrite and simplify. So they want us to rewrite it as a radical, and then they want us to simplify it. And let's take a look at number 4. So this would be the 2nd root of 49 to the 1st power, which really is the square root, because really we never see a 2 in front of square root. That's what it means, of 49, which actually is plain old 7. Well, that one wasn't too bad. Let's skip number 5 for now, and let's go to number 6. Negative 8 raised to the 2/3 power, so we have to actually rewrite it. So we're going to have the cube root of negative 8 squared. Well, negative 8 squared is a positive 64, so the cube root of 64, if we put that in the calculator, is 4. And again, you could have put the whole question in the calculator, but they asked us to rewrite it, so you have to follow directions. Let's take a look at number 7. 16 to the negative 3/4 power. Well, first of all, we can't have a negative exponent. We've learned that the first day of these notes. So let's rewrite this as 1 over 16 to the 3/4 power. Okay, now let's write it as 1 over the 4th root of 16 cubed. Okay. If you put the 4th root of 16 cubed in your calculator, and I'll give you a chance to do it, you should end up with 8, so my answer is 1 over 8. And again, if you were to put the question in the calculator, you should also end up with 1/8. All right, let's go to number 10. 1/8 raised to the 5/3 power. So it's the cube root of 1/8 raised to the 5th power. Well, 1/8 raised to the 5th power is, let's see, cube root of 1 to the 5th power is 1. 8 to the 5th power is 32,768. And again, I'm using my calculator. All right, cube root of that on my calculator comes out to be, math fraction, enter, 1 over 32. Okay, let's go on to the next page. Write in exponential form. So now they want us to write as an exponent. Okay, well, what's the exponent with the x if it's not there? Yep, you're correct, it's a 1, so I'm going to put it in. Make a small little 1 there if I can make it. There we go. Well, let's erase that and make that a little prettier. Okay, so this is going to be x to the, you're right, 1/4 power. Okay, let's take a look at number 13. Oh, there is no root. Well, we know the exponent's 1, and when there isn't a root, you're right, it's a 2 because it's square root. So this is going to be, I can make a 2, this is going to be 5 to the, you're right, 1/2 power. All right, let's skip down to number 14. 2 times the 4th root of 3. So this really can be written as 2 times 3 to the 1/4 power. And they just said rewrite it as an exponential form, so I can write it as 2 parentheses 3 to the 1/4 part. Didn't say to solve it, it just said to rewrite it, and I did. All right, let's take a look now at, let's skip 15 and go down to 16. What does 16 say? Rewrite using exponents. Okay, so the exponent with 16, there isn't an exponent. Oh, you're right, it's understood to be a 1. And through x already has a 3, because each of them has their own exponent. So it's going to be 16 to the 1/4 power, and it's going to be x to the 3/4 power. Well, 16 to the 1/4 power is 2, so it's 2x to the 3/4 power. Let's take a look at 17. 17 is cube root of 8x cubed, and the exponent with 8 is a 1. Put that in. All right, so it's 4 over 8 to the 1/3 power and x to the 3/3 power. Ooh, let's see, 4 over 8 to the 1/4 power, 1/3 power is 2, and x to the 3/3 power is x to the first, which is plain old x. Ooh, this can be simplified even more. So I'm going to end up with 2 over x. Because I can reduce the 2 and the 4, and that's how I got 2 over x. Let's take a look at 18. All right, everybody's being raised to the negative 1/3 power. Let's see here, but it's a negative, so I have to take the reciprocal, so I'm actually going to rewrite it as x squared over 125, the whole thing now raised to the positive 1/3 power. So I have to do power to a power, so that'll be x squared raised to the 1/3 power, and 125 raised to the 1/3 power. Power to a power rule, I'm going to multiply, so I'm going to get x to the 2/3 power over 125 raised to the 1/3 power on my calculator. I end up with, you're right, 5. There's my answer. But what I had to remember what to do here is to get rid of the negative exponent first by taking the reciprocal or flipping the base. Okay, I think that ends us up for today. But what I want you to do is I want you to go back and spend a couple minutes and finish all the problems that we didn't do in the video. And bring those to class tomorrow, and we will go over them first thing.